Hey folks, how you doing? Uh, I'm going to talk about the evolution of love, but I'm not talking about passionate love. I'm talking about what they call divine love, which is true harmony. And the question is, somebody says, well, how do you get there? People would like to experience this. Of course, you know what I mean? Everybody would like to experience harmony, this true love, okay? But it involves a duality, okay? This duality happens to be actually, it comes down to what they call two women, okay? But here's the catch, okay? This is harmony. And so we talk about the two women, we talk about the divine, okay? So we're not talking about two ordinary people. We're talking about something that occurs within the body. And we say divine, as I mentioned in the other tape, we're talking about two vines. These things come out in some of the Greek words. When you get it from the hieroglyphics, okay, hieroglyphic itself means Greek. But then there's it comes from Greek. It means that we have to make an interpretation, okay? And the hieroglyphics in the mythology are representative of things. They represent these things. And these things are in the Bible. They're in all religious scriptures. Okay. So anyway, trying to explain that away, I go a little further. We say, all right, the double vine. Well, I mentioned before that the double vines are the two nervous plexus, okay, or vines, okay, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, actually. That's what I'm trying to say, okay. So now we have the double vine because there's two of them, okay. And this is our pathway, you can say, or it involves the pathway to this true harmony that I'm talking about, okay. Now, this harmony that I'm talking about is free of passion. Passion is not involved in true harmony. Passion is not involved in true love. Okay. So we will always have our passions. We always have this, which are energy within us. But the human must control it. He must give balance to it. Reconciliation of all opposition within. That opposition is passional opposition. You see, because passions fluctuate. You see, and this love of people claim, well, yeah, I'm in love, I love him, so forth and so on. They're talking about passionate love, and it fluctuates. It goes up and down. Sometimes you might be in love, and sometimes you're out of love. Some people think that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, but not with harmony, not with true harmony, not with true love, okay? That doesn't fluctuate. It remains the same. It is like a haven, a place of protection, place of refuge, etc. This is what harmony is. You can always return to this state of harmony, okay? And if things don't go too well for you in the outside world, you come into this world. Go inside of yourself, I'm saying. Okay. So anyway, we can get to harmony is free of passion, okay? And so we can we balance our passions, okay? And this can be done simply, very simple, like, you know what I mean? Okay. If a person holds his breath for a while, You know, if he's angry, for example, his passions will subside. The anger will subside. So he's gaining control. Knowing that he can do this, he becomes like a causal. He can cause, you know, anger or animosity or any of these things. Okay? To melt away, you know? And that way we see that he can control his passions. And if you can control anger, I guess you can control any passion. You can control fear, you can control any passion. Okay? But these have to be under control. When a person goes for, let's say, to experience this true harmony, you got to control these passions. So anyway, we see now that the breath has something to do with that. You can do that through certain breathing exercises. And that's what it's done, you know. But anyway, we're talking about the two women. We're talking about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. They run down our spine, okay? And so these are the two women that I'm talking about, okay? So here we see in the we see that we hear in the scripture, for example, okay, that the speaker says, I'm going to place two women at thy back for thine protection. See? Why the back? You know? Because that's where the spinal column is at, you see. Okay, and that's where these two nerves run. They run along the spinal column. So he says he placed them there for your protection. You see. But we also see that on the uraeus, here we see the two. We may see the vulture and the serpent on the king or the pharaoh or the gods or whatever. They have them on their foreheads. Yeah, you've seen them. Sometimes they might have one like a serpent. Sometimes they might have two serpents. This is what we're talking about. So there's a bottom aspect, the bottom part, where we start off with this, okay? And down at the coccyx, the very bottom of the spinal column, okay? They run all the way down, okay? And as I mentioned once before, they say the two ends of them sort of hang down. The two ends, okay? They form what you call a spark gap, because these are negative and positive energies. They form a spark gap. The fire goes between them. The spark, the fire, the electricity goes between them. You see? But we can get this to come up to here. Because when we see the two here, like displayed as the vulture and the serpent, this is where they're coming from. Okay? And they are there for protection. The same two women. One from the back, runs up to here. You see? And so now, one of them has, we can say, has hot, destructive fire of solar energy. And it will stop the person from going out doing what he shouldn't do, because the person has like a plan that he's carrying out. Anything that is in opposition to his plan, this will come out and stop that person from going there. But he can't have other passions fluctuating around, other personality traits saying, oh no, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to do this. No, you got to be focused. The person has to be focused on what he's doing, right? So now, on the other side, we have the vulture, which say, well, when something comes up that is in harmony with his whatever he wants to do, okay, the vulture would like have the person welcome that. So you have these two forces. Okay. One rejects, one accepts. You see. So it is these forces, okay, is that a person can mature within himself, or mature himself, and live in harmony with these forces, which are the two truths. Okay. So a person, in order to make these accomplishments, one thing must be kind to his body. Be kind to it. And the body will respond favorably to what the person wants to do, or how he lives his life, etc. Be kind to the body, and the body will respond favorably. It's the same as when they say, well, people speak to, say, their plants, their flowers. They say if they speak kindly to them, the plants will grow better. And people say, yeah, that's true, that happens, you know. Well, the person's being kind to the plants, and the plant responds favorably. It grows better to a nice, beautiful plant. Well, the same thing, the same principle occurs within the human. If you treat the human body kindly, it will respond favorably to you. Okay? Treating the body in such a good way brings on harmony. So that's quite simple. It brings on harmony. What you give, you get back. When you treat the body kindly, or say soothing things to the body, like keeping it happy. And it will keep you happy. It will keep the folks happy. Okay? This gets us into the idea of true love. Because when that, when the body favors what the person is doing, it expresses its pleasure in terms of this love and so forth. Okay. Now, when we go into, for example, we call it spiritual exercises, if a person does it, okay, this is soothing to the body, you see. And through these exercises, the person can get that fire down there at the coccyx from these two nervous systems to rise up, because there's no opposition. There's no passionate opposition here. There's nothing in the person saying no. He didn't clear that up. Okay. Doing certain exercises. Remember? Holding the breath will quell the passions. Well, holding the breath is part of the exercise, of the breathing exercise. The main part of the breathing exercises would be the holding the breath. Something the Hindus call it kumbhaka. Okay. There are other names for it. Well, holding the breath is a name for it. Okay. So we see now that doing these breathing exercises, holding the breath, etc., you know what I mean, will cause certain things to happen in the body. And they will happen according to the person's desire. Okay. If he has been kind to his body, if he has gained control of his passions, etc. And he experiences here. That's how you experience it. This true harmony, this true love that is eternal. Okay, folks, I'll get back with you. We'll talk more about this. All right, bye-bye.